When the only constant in life is change, you need to be ready. This is the Man-Made Survival Show.
Hi everybody, my name is Jose Pro Man-Made Survival, and I'd like to thank you so much for coming back to the channel and watching this video. Thank you everybody that has watched the video, that has shared the video, that has liked the video, everybody that has commented and subscribed. Thank you so much for helping us grow. Thank you for sharing this information, because I do believe that this information is very important and it's going to help people prepare for things that otherwise they wouldn't have known about. I also want to thank the people who are listening to this on the podcast. Thank you so very much for doing so. Thank you for downloading the content and listening to it. I appreciate it. And everybody that's on Brighteon, I want to thank you as well for watching the videos, subscribing, liking the videos as well. And if you've never been to Brighteon, I greatly encourage you to do it. You know, you can find me there, same as you can do it here. It's Man-Made Survival. And it's the same videos, but it's just a different platform, and I want to thank everybody for going over there also. But I want to go ahead and move on to what we're going to talk about today. It's reports that are making me pull my hair out, and I'm sure they're going to make you pull your hair out as well. But before we collectively pull our hair out, I want to give you the total number of infected and the total number of dead that have officially, been reported, which we know it could probably be more than what they're leading us to believe. But anyways, its number of infected is 75,199, and the number of dead, 2,009. And again, these are what's officially been reported. So we're going to go with those numbers. And now that I gave you that, we're going to move on to the United States. And that's the reason why I'm pulling my hair out. And you will see why, because I'm pretty sure you're going to pull your hair out with me. Here's a headline from the epochtimes.com. Washington State monitoring 712 people for coronavirus symptoms. Yeah, that's a lot of people. 712 people are being monitored for coronavirus symptoms. And this article, it's a good article, but I just have the one of the quotes that they said on there, which is this: the number of people under public health supervision includes those at risk of having been exposed to novel coronavirus who are monitoring their health under the supervision of public health officials. This number includes close contacts of laboratory confirmed cases. All right, so they do have cases. We know that Washington State was the first one to get it, as well as people who have returned from China in the past 14 days. I thought they had closed the their airlines and everything. I mean, I'm sure they have now, or probably not even so, but the point is that they have returned in the past 14 days and are included in federal quarantine guidance. The department said in an update on its website. Now, we jump from nothing being reported in the United States to, or just, in military bases from, this hospital has almost 1,000 people that are under quarantine being watched, or not quarantine, but are under monitoring being watched, supervision. And I've also reported that there's 200 people in Atlanta that are self-monitoring. So they're not even under any kind of supervision from the public health officials. They're just saying, if you feel anything, or if you feel anything, or if you start having these symptoms, don't even go to the hospital. You have to call us first, which is insane. But anyways, the point is that it's happening, and that wants to pull your hair out. And this, now the one I'm going to talk about next is the one that really it's alarming, because they're not even letting us know what's going on. We're in the dark on this one, although they have just mentioned a little bit of it. Florida officials mum on coronavirus test of the state residents. This from TampaBay.com. While there are no confirmed cases of novel coronavirus or COVID-19 in Florida, the state health official says that they can't disclose how many people have been tested for the virus. The goal of this public health response is containment, said State Surgeon General Scott, and I'm going to kill his last name, Reekes, Ripkeys, who represented to the Senate Health Policy Committee Tuesday. And if there's a confirmed case, it will absolutely be reported. And they're saying that they cannot let us know because it would violate the people's health privacy thing. But that's just insane. How is that a violation when you're not giving specific names of people who are being tested with the coronavirus? For example, there's 712 people in Washington. We don't know who they are. Or we know that they're being, monitored for symptoms. But anyways, senators press Ripkeys, recalling that during the mosquito-borne Zika infection outbreak in 2015 and 2016, the state frequently published the numbers of specimens that were being tested. And this is what Ripkeys says. It was important for others nearby to know this information then because mosquitoes can fly. Coronavirus can only be transmitted from person to person. He said if the virus is eventually found to be airborne, the policy could change. And I just want to say, dude, give me a break. We know the coronavirus is airborne and we also know that it can live on a smooth surface for 9 days. All right, and the incubation period can go anywhere between 14 and 24 days. So you saying that people should not know because it's not airborne, it's just a piece of crap. Because we have seen videos in China of people spraying the air in office buildings, in the streets, right, in the supermarkets. So we know that it's airborne. And also the people that are in the cruise ships, they have been infected because they're breathing the same air. People are confined into their own cabins, but they all share the same central air. So yes, people can get sick because it's airborne. Now, we've heard all these numbers, right? 712 in Washington, 200 in Atlanta that are self-monitoring, about 346 in military bases, 44 in cruise ships, and 100 that at first were being monitored that, nothing ever came out of that. They never said they got sick or not. But the point is that nobody has yet added up the numbers, and I have here today. From 712 in Washington, 200 in Atlanta, 346 in all the military bases, 44 in cruise ships, and the 100 that were first said to be monitored, brings the total to 1,402. Those are the ones that are being monitored, and we know we have 15. If it hasn't changed, the last time I saw it was 15 people in the United States are infected with coronavirus. All right, so they're saying in what the Washington headline saying that they're monitoring people who came from China and who have been possibly in close contact with people that have been infected. Those are 712 just out of those. The 1,200 in Atlanta, they are not being monitored at all. They're not on supervision. Health officials are not going back and forth trying to find out who they've talked to, where they've been or anything like it. So a lot of people can be infected. In Florida, in the 1,402, that does not include the Florida. How many people in Florida are sick or have been tested for corona or are being monitored for coronavirus? Now, to me, it's here. If you go on YouTube, on Facebook, I share the headlines that I'm reading to you, and I've said we have an outbreak in the United States. They just haven't told us yet, right? We have almost 1,500 cases in the United States, and we have not heard a peep about it. Well, not cases. Let me correct myself. Monitor people. Will they tell us how many people are infected? And if they will, how long will it be before they say, oh, by the way, there's another 200 that are infected, outside of the 15? The fact that Florida is hiding numbers, that tells me that other people may be hiding numbers as well. And let's remember what this has done to the economy in China, and people are starting to feel it everywhere because a lot of parts come from China. A lot of factories, there were a couple car manufacturers that have had to close because they couldn't get the parts from China, because workers in China are now, working. And they try to open one one factory early, and when they went, they found out that one person had coronavirus, and now the 200 employees that did show up, they couldn't go home. So things are gonna get worse and worse. And this brings me to the next headline. Americans will have to make tough choices on how their go about surviving with basic necessities become nearly unaffordable. And it's from armageddon.news.blog. And pretty much what it says is that economic experts have seen the trend and the pattern of things, how they're falling, and how things can get from bad to worse very quickly, and everything can collapse, and the system can, come to a halt in the United States. And let's not forget that people react and act to disasters differently. I have had people in Singapore say that they're getting ready and they've had a panic buys. You can go in the comment section in the previous video and look at the comments. They're very good comments, and I answer every one of them, And I've also had people in, I think it was Japan, that said that, they were having panic buys there too. And this headline that I'm going to give you next comes from Hong Kong. Armed robbers steal hundreds of rolls of toilet paper amid Hong Kong coronavirus panic. This is from the New York Post. And pretty much what it says is that, people robbed it and they unloaded the entire truck. And even though the people got caught and everything got back, was given back or recovered, it still shows how people act, how people react. People will freak out. People will do what they can to survive. In the previous video, I shared my testimony on how I went through a difficult time, which opened my eyes on getting serious with preparedness. And don't wait until you're starving or you're scrambling for things to get prepared. This should be a lifestyle that everybody takes on, a lifestyle that the people learn, that we go back to the days where people farm their own food and stuff. I'm not saying get off the grid or anything like that. What I'm telling you is that you need to have more independence from the system, because the system will fail us. And even though the government will try to do the best they can to help us, they will not be able to help everybody. So the best person that can help you is yourself. So get ready for anything that may happen. And if you're on food stamps, you have the opportunity and you have a safety net to be able to get canned foods and store it for yourself and your family to be able to last you at least a month. Because this about how long it's been. It's been about a month, and now there's 75,000 cases of coronavirus and everything like that. But anyways, I think it's time for people to start being conscious about being out and about and not getting a coronavirus or something like that. Because now there's, when you put the numbers together, there's about 1,400 monitored cases. That's not including Florida, because they will not tell us how many people. And if they're not telling us, I believe that it might be a big number of them. All right. So again, I want to thank everybody that has watched the videos, that has subscribed, that has left comments, that have liked the videos and shared them. Please continue to share it, and please subscribe, because I do believe this information is very important, and you wouldn't probably heard about it otherwise. But the point is that I'm trying to contribute to this, to get people to get prepared as much as they can. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not saying click the link or anything like that. I hope it comes in the future, but as of today, I'm doing this out of goodwill because I want people to be ready. But anyways, thank you so much for coming to the channel, and I hope you subscribe, you liked the video and shared it, and like I've always said, always ready.
The Man-Made Survival Show.